The evening light was fading fast as dark clouds rolled in from the ocean. Adam Harper stood on his back porch, watching the sky transform from soft periwinkle to an ominous slate gray. The weathered wood creaked beneath his feet as he leaned against the railing, inhaling the scent of impending rain and sea salt. His overgrown garden stretched before him, a passion project perpetually in progress. The small coastal town had grown quiet with the approaching storm. Most locals had retreated indoors, battening down for what the weather service promised would be just a minor squall. Adam savored these moments of perfect solitude. At 32, he'd retreated to this neglected property on the outskirts specifically for the peace it offered. The dilapidated fence that surrounded his yard needed replacing, but he hadn't gotten around to it yet. Like many things in his life, it remained in a state of deliberate incompletion. A gust of wind rustled through the trees, sending a shower of late spring blossoms across the lawn. Adam closed his eyes, allowing himself to appreciate the simplicity of the moment. His architectural firm had been demanding lately, with 3 major projects all approaching critical deadlines. But here, in his sanctuary, those pressures felt distant. The first drops of rain began to fall as his phone buzzed in his pocket. Without looking, he knew it would be Jake. His younger brother had developed an almost supernatural ability to interrupt Adam's rare moments of tranquility. "I was just about to make dinner," Adam answered, skipping the hello. "Checking in on my hermit brother." Jake's voice came through, tinged with the familiar note of cheerful concern. "The storm's picking up. Your ancient roof going to hold?" "The house has survived worse for 100 years," Adam replied, turning to head inside as the raindrops grew heavier. "I'm more worried about your patients experiencing storm-related emergencies." "Pediatric ward is quiet tonight, thankfully," Jake said, "though there's a stomach bug making rounds through the preschools." Adam smiled despite himself. Jake's dedication to his young patients had always impressed him, even if his brother's persistent worry sometimes felt stifling. After Adam's divorce 2 years ago, Jake had appointed himself guardian of Adam's emotional well-being, a role Adam neither requested nor particularly wanted. "I'm fine, Jake. Just enjoying the storm from the safety of—" The rest of Adam's sentence was cut short by a deafening crash from the rear of his property. He spun around, phone still pressed to his ear, in time to see his decrepit fence collapse as a vehicle, a dark sedan, plowed through it before skidding to a halt in the middle of his garden. "What the hell was that?" Jake's voice sounded tiny and distant. "Someone just crashed into my yard," Adam said, already moving toward the stairs that led down from his porch. "I'll call you back." He ended the call, despite Jake's protests, and shoved the phone into his pocket. The rain was coming down harder now, quickly soaking through his thin cotton shirt as he approached the vehicle. Its headlights cut through the gloom, illuminating the destruction of his carefully planted herbs and flowers. As he drew closer, he could see the car's front end was damaged, steam hissing from beneath the crumpled hood. The driver's door opened suddenly, and a woman stumbled out, even in the failing light and through the curtain of rain. Adam could see she was in distress, her dark hair plastered to her face, her movements frantic and uncoordinated. "Help!" she called out, her voice barely audible over the storm. "Please!" Adam hesitated for only a moment before moving forward. The woman was clutching something to her chest. No, someone. A child. A small, bundled figure that appeared limp in her arms. "My car. I lost control," the woman gasped as Adam reached her. "My daughter. She's not responding. Please." Instinct took over. Adam reached for the child, a girl no more than 3 years old, her small face unnaturally pale. "Come inside," he directed, already turning toward the house. "We need to get her warm." The woman swayed on her feet but followed him, her eyes never leaving the child in his arms. As they reached the porch, a tremendous crack of thunder split the air, and the woman collapsed to her knees. "I can't," she whispered, then slumped forward. Adam found himself in an impossible situation. A stranger's unconscious child in his arms. The child's mother collapsed on his porch, and the storm intensifying around them. With one arm still holding the little girl, he managed to help the woman to her feet and guide her inside. The warmth of the house enveloped them as Adam laid the child gently on his sofa. The woman staggered to a nearby armchair and sank into it, her eyes glassy but fixed on her daughter. "I need to call an ambulance," Adam said, reaching for his phone. "No!" The woman's response was immediate and forceful. "No hospitals, no police." Adam paused, his finger hovering over the emergency dial. "Your daughter needs medical attention." "Just, please," the woman's voice broke. "Give me a minute. She might just be in shock." Against his better judgment, Adam set his phone down. "1 minute. Then I'm calling for help." He knelt beside the little girl, checking her breathing and pulse as best he could remember from a first aid course years ago. Her breathing seemed regular, and when he touched her cheek, her eyelids fluttered. "She's responding," he said, relief washing over him. The woman tried to stand but faltered. Adam noticed a dark stain spreading on her sleeve. Blood. "You're injured." "It's nothing," she insisted, but her face had grown even paler. "Let me help," Adam said, moving toward her, but she shrank back. "Just my daughter, please." Adam studied her face. The fear in her eyes wasn't just from the accident or her injury. This woman was running from something, or someone. "What's your name?" he asked softly. She hesitated. Mia Lawson. My daughter is Lily." "I'm Adam Harper." He glanced at the window, where lightning illuminated the torrential downpour. "The storm's getting worse. The roads will be flooded soon, and you're both hurt. Let me call my brother. He's a pediatrician. He can help Lily without involving hospitals if that's what you need." Mia's eyes widened slightly. "A doctor who makes house calls in a storm? For his reclusive brother who just had a car crash into his yard?" "Yes." A small sound from the sofa drew their attention. Lily was stirring, her tiny face scrunching up before her eyes opened. "Mama?" she called, her voice thin and frightened. Mia tried again to stand, managing this time to cross to her daughter despite her obvious pain. "I'm here, baby. Mama's here." As Mia comforted her child, Adam stepped away to call Jake. His brother, predictably, was already on his way, having traced Adam's location after their abruptly ended call. "A woman and her daughter," Jake confirmed. "And they're both injured but refusing hospital care?" "Just get here," Adam said quietly. "And maybe bring your medical bag without advertising it to the neighbors." While waiting for Jake, Adam found his first aid kit and offered it to Mia, who reluctantly allowed him to help clean and bandage a gash on her arm. Lily appeared shaken, but unharmed beyond a few bruises, clinging to her mother and regarding Adam with solemn, wary eyes. "Thank you," Mia said softly, as he finished with the bandage. "I'm sorry about your garden. And your fence." "Plants grow back," Adam replied with a shrug. "Fences can be rebuilt." A heavy knock at the front door announced Jake's arrival. Adam let him in, rain dripping from his brother's raincoat onto the entryway floor. "Some storm, huh?" Jake said, shaking off water before noticing Mia and Lily on the sofa. His demeanor shifted instantly from casual brother to professional doctor. "I'm Dr. Jake Harper. May I take a look at you both?" Mia hesitated, then nodded, her arm still protectively around Lily. Jake approached slowly, setting his bag down. "Let's start with this little one, shall we?" As Jake examined Lily with gentle efficiency, Adam found himself studying Mia. Despite her disheveled appearance and obvious exhaustion, there was something striking about her, a resilience in her posture, a fierce protectiveness in her eyes as she watched Jake interact with her daughter. When she caught Adam watching, he quickly looked away, busying himself with making tea in the kitchen. The storm knocked out the power just as the kettle began to whistle. Adam lit several candles, their warm glow casting long shadows across the walls. He returned to the living room with mugs of tea to find Jake finishing his examination. "Lily seems fine, just scared and a bit cold," Jake was saying. "But you, Ms. Lawson, should really have that arm properly examined. The cut isn't deep enough for stitches, but there's risk of infection." "I'll be careful with it," Mia replied, the finality in her tone making it clear the subject was closed. Jake shot Adam a concerned look before packing up his medical bag. "I should get back to the hospital before the roads get worse. Call me if anything changes." He lowered his voice as Adam walked him to the door. "There's something off about this situation. Adam, be careful." After Jake left, an awkward silence settled over the house. Lily had fallen asleep against her mother, her small chest rising and falling rhythmically. Mia looked ready to collapse herself. "You should rest," Adam said. "I have a spare bedroom upstairs. You're welcome to stay until the storm passes." Mia's expression was a complex mixture of gratitude and suspicion. "Why are you helping us?" Adam considered the question. "Because you crashed into my yard during a storm? Because you're hurt and have a child? Take your pick." "Most people would have called the police immediately." "I'm not most people," Adam replied simply. "And I get the feeling you have your reasons for avoiding authorities." Mia's gaze hardened. "We'll be gone in the morning." Adam nodded, not pushing further. "The offer stands. Second door on the right at the top of the stairs." He watched as Mia carefully lifted Lily and made her way upstairs, her movements betraying her exhaustion. Once they were out of sight, Adam sank onto the sofa, running a hand through his hair. What had he gotten himself into? As he began tidying up, his foot kicked something that had fallen from Mia's pocket, a delicate silver bracelet. He picked it up, turning it over to find a single word engraved on its surface: promise. Something about the simple inscription sent a chill through him. He placed the bracelet on the coffee table where Mia would find it in the morning. Outside, the storm continued to rage, wind howling around the old house's eaves. Adam wondered if Mia and Lily would indeed be gone by morning, and why a part of him hoped they wouldn't be. Morning arrived with surprising calm. The storm had passed, leaving behind clear skies and the fresh scent of rain-washed earth. Adam woke early, half convinced he had dreamed the previous night's events, until he stepped into his kitchen and found Mia standing there, staring out the window at his ruined garden. "I didn't mean to wake you," she said without turning. "You didn't." Adam moved to the coffee maker, busying himself with the familiar routine. "How's Lily?" "Still sleeping." Mia finally faced him. In the morning light, with her dark hair falling in waves around her shoulders, she looked less haunted than she had the night before, but the wariness remained in her eyes. "We need to go. Is there a bus station in town?" Adam measured coffee grounds, buying himself time to think. "Not until you've had breakfast, and not until I've checked your car. It took quite a hit last night." As if on cue, a small voice called from upstairs. "Mama?" Mia's entire demeanor softened. "Up here, baby." Tiny footsteps padded down the stairs, and Lily appeared in the doorway, her curly hair a wild halo around her sleepy face. She clutched a well-loved stuffed rabbit, regarding Adam with the solemn curiosity only a 3-year-old can muster. "Lily, this is Mr. Harper," Mia said gently. "He helped us last night when our car got stuck." Lily studied Adam for a long moment before declaring, "Your house is old." A surprised laugh escaped him. "Yes, it is. Very old." "Do you have pancakes?" she asked, her priorities clearly established. Before Adam could respond, a knock at the front door made Mia tense visibly. Lily sensed her mother's reaction and moved closer to her, suddenly shy again. "It's probably my neighbor," Adam said, though he wasn't entirely sure. "Wait here." He opened the front door to find Irene Baker standing on his porch, a covered dish in her hands. At 78, Irene retained the sharp eyes and sharper tongue that had made her both respected and slightly feared in the neighborhood for decades. "Thought you might need breakfast after that excitement last night," she said, handing him the dish. "Saw the car in your yard. Everyone all right?" "Thank you, Irene. Yes, everyone's fine." Adam debated how much to say, but decided honesty, or a version of it, was best. A woman and her daughter had an accident in the storm. They stayed the night. Irene's eyebrows rose slightly. "How neighborly of you." Her tone suggested both approval and curiosity. "Need any help? I make a mean bowl of oatmeal." "We're managing, but thanks," Adam replied, trying to close the conversation before Irene invited herself in. His neighbor's kindness was genuine, but so was her reputation for spreading news throughout the community. "Well, you know where to find me," Irene said, her gaze drifting past him as if trying to catch a glimpse inside. Strange time of year for visitors. After she left, Adam returned to the kitchen to find Lily sitting at the table, while Mia examined the contents of his refrigerator with a frown. "Your food situation is dire," she informed him. "I wasn't expecting company," Adam countered, setting down Irene's dish. "Luckily, my neighbor brought whatever this is." The dish contained a generous helping of breakfast casserole, still warm and smelling of cheese and herbs. Adam found plates while Mia helped Lily into a chair, the domestic scene striking him as surreally normal given the circumstances. After breakfast, Adam ventured outside to inspect Mia's car. The sedan had certainly seen better days. The front end was crumpled, and fluid had leaked onto his garden soil. When he tried the engine, it made an ominous grinding sound before falling silent. "That doesn't sound promising," Mia said from behind him, making him jump. "No," Adam agreed, closing the car door. "It needs a mechanic." Mia's face fell. "I can't afford a mechanic right now." The admission seemed to cost her, her shoulders tensing as if expecting judgment. Adam considered his options, knowing the sensible thing would be to call a tow truck and wish them well. Instead, he heard himself say, "I know someone who might help, but it could take a few days." "We can't stay here," Mia said immediately. "Where will you go? The nearest bus station is 20 miles away." Mia looked past him to where Lily was carefully examining a half-crushed flower bed, her small face serious with concentration. "I'll figure something out. I always do." "Look," Adam said, surprising himself with his persistence. "Stay until your car is fixed. I'm at work most days. You'll have the house to yourselves." "Why would you do that? You don't know us." Adam struggled to articulate his reasoning. "Because it seems like you could use a break, and because I have the space." Mia studied him, searching for hidden motives. Finally, she sighed. 3 days, then we're gone, working car or not." Adam nodded, wondering why he felt relieved. "I'll call my mechanic friend." As Adam headed back inside to make the call, he spotted the silver bracelet still sitting on the coffee table. He picked it up, intending to return it to Mia, but something made him pause. The engraved promise. What did it mean? And why did Mia seem to be running? He set the bracelet down again, deciding some questions were better left unasked, at least for now. The next morning, Adam prepared to leave for work, feeling strangely self-conscious as he briefed Mia on the house. "Help yourself to anything in the kitchen. The internet password is on the fridge. Oh, and the back doorknob sticks sometimes." Mia nodded, holding a mug of coffee between her hands. She'd borrowed one of his shirts, the sleeves rolled up multiple times to fit her smaller frame. "We'll be fine." Adam hesitated, countless questions on the tip of his tongue. Instead, he simply said, "I'll be back around 6." Throughout the day, Adam found himself distracted, his thoughts repeatedly drifting to the woman and child staying in his home. His colleague, Marcus Chen, noticed his preoccupation during their team meeting. "Earth to Harper," Marcus said, waving a hand in front of Adam's face. "The Wilson Project? Any thoughts on the structural revisions?" "Sorry," Adam refocused, pulling up the relevant files on his tablet. "The steel reinforcements need recalculation with the new square footage." Marcus gave him a curious look, but didn't press. By lunchtime, Adam had checked his phone at least a dozen times, half expecting a message that Mia and Lily had vanished. No message came. When he finally returned home that evening, he found his kitchen transformed. The scent of garlic and herbs filled the air, and Lily sat at the table, concentrating intensely on a drawing. "You cooked," Adam said, surprised. Mia shrugged, stirring something on the stove. "Seemed fair. Since we're staying in your house, I found pasta and canned tomatoes." "Look," Lily held up her drawing, a colorful scribble that might have been flowers, or possibly dinosaurs. "I drawed your garden." "Drew," Mia corrected gently. "It's beautiful," Adam told Lily, accepting the artwork. "Perfect for the refrigerator." Lily beamed, and something in Adam's chest tightened unexpectedly. Dinner was surprisingly comfortable, Lily dominating the conversation with the stream of consciousness storytelling typical of 3-year-olds. Adam found himself laughing more than he had in months, while Mia gradually relaxed, her guard lowering incrementally as the evening progressed. After Lily was tucked into bed, Adam and Mia sat on the porch, the night air cool but pleasant. "Your daughter is amazing," Adam said, breaking the companionable silence. Mia smiled, a genuine expression that transformed her face. "She's the best thing in my life. The only thing for a while now." "Is her father—" Adam left the question hanging. Mia's smile faded. "Not in the picture. Never really was." Adam nodded, not pushing further. After another silence, he ventured. "My mechanic friend said he can look at your car tomorrow. Parts might take longer, though." "We've already imposed too much," Mia began, but Adam shook his head. "It's actually nice, having people in the house." The admission surprised him, but it was true. His self-imposed isolation, which had felt like protection after his divorce, suddenly seemed more like punishment. Mia studied him. "You live alone by choice or circumstance?" "Both, I suppose," Adam replied. "My marriage ended 2 years ago. No kids, thankfully. Just a house that suddenly felt too big and a life that felt too small." "I'm sorry," Adam shrugged. "It was mutual destruction. We both wanted different things but pretended we didn't, until pretending became impossible." Mia nodded, understanding in her eyes. "Pretending is exhausting." The next few days fell into an unexpected rhythm. Adam went to work while Mia and Lily occupied themselves in the house and garden. He'd return to find dinner prepared, and Lily eager to show him her latest discovery or creation. Evenings were spent in comfortable conversation or watching old movies after Lily was asleep. It was domestic in a way Adam had never experienced. Even during his marriage, a natural, unforced companionship that left him feeling both content and increasingly anxious about its temporary nature. Mia remained guarded about her past and their circumstances, but her smiles came more frequently, and sometimes he caught her watching him with an expression he couldn't quite decipher. On the 4th day, one beyond Mia's declared limit, Adam's mechanic friend delivered the bad news. The car needed a part that would take at least a week to arrive. "I'm sorry," Adam told Mia that evening. "Sam's doing his best, but apparently your car model isn't common." Mia paced the living room, agitation evident in every movement. "We need to leave. We've stayed too long already." "Why?" Adam asked, his patience finally wearing thin. "What are you running from, Mia?" She stopped pacing, her expression shuddering. "You don't want to know." "I think I do," Adam countered. You're living in my house. Lily is... He trailed off, realizing he had no claim on the little girl who had somehow worked her way into his heart with her serious questions and joyful discoveries. Mia sank onto the sofa, suddenly looking exhausted. I found something I wasn't supposed to find. People who wouldn't hesitate to hurt Lily to get to me. What people? Adam sat beside her, careful to maintain some distance. I used to be a cargo pilot, Mia said after a long pause. Small company, specialized in fast, discreet deliveries. I didn't ask questions about what we transported, until I found a shipping manifest that didn't match our cargo. Adam's stomach tightened. Human trafficking? Mia nodded. But high-tech. They were transporting people with specific skills. Engineers, programmers, scientists. Not always willingly. When I started asking questions, things got dangerous. I took evidence, hoping to protect myself. But it only made me a bigger target. Have you gone to the authorities? With what? Paperwork that could be explained away? Against people with enough money and influence to make problems disappear? Mia shook her head. We've been moving for almost a year now. I thought we'd lost them. Adam tried to process this information. And the bracelet? The one with promise engraved on it? Mia's hand went to her wrist, her expression softening. It was my mother's. Her reminder to me that we always keep our promises. No matter how hard, I promised I'd keep Lily safe. The simple declaration hung in the air between them. Before Adam could respond, a sharp knock at the door startled them both. Irene's voice called through. Adam, got a minute? Mia tensed, but Adam motioned for her to stay seated. It's just my neighbor. He opened the door to find Irene holding another covered dish. Lasagna, she announced. Thought your guests might appreciate a change from bachelor cooking. That's very kind, Adam said, accepting the dish. Irene peered past him, spotting Mia on the sofa. Hello there. I'm Irene Baker, Adam's neighbor and unofficial grandmother to half the town. Mia offered a cautious smile. Mia Lawson. Thank you for the food. Where's that precious little one? Irene asked, stepping inside without waiting for an invitation. Asleep, Mia answered, her tone polite but reserved. Irene nodded approvingly. Children need their rest. Though from what I hear, yours has been quite the hit at the park. Adam blinked in surprise. The park? Oh, yes, Irene continued, oblivious to the tension her words created. Mrs. Collins mentioned seeing them there yesterday. Said the little girl has the most delightful laugh. After Irene finally left, Mia faced Adam with defiance. We needed fresh air. It's not that, Adam said. It's just, people talk in small towns. If you're trying to stay under the radar. We can't live like prisoners, Mia snapped. Lily deserves some normalcy. Adam ran a hand through his hair, frustrated. I'm not saying you should hide. I'm saying be careful. The argument might have escalated if not for a small voice from the stairway. Mama, I had a bad dream. Lily stood on the bottom step, her stuffed rabbit clutched tightly against her chest. Mia's anger dissolved instantly as she went to her daughter. It's okay, baby. Want to tell me about it? Lily shook her head, burying her face against her mother's shoulder. The bad men were chasing us again. Mia's eyes met Adam's over Lily's head, her expression a mixture of fear and resignation. This wasn't just Mia's paranoia. Even Lily felt the weight of their situation. No bad men here, Adam said, approaching cautiously. Just us, and lasagna from Mrs. Baker. Lily peeked at him, her eyes still clouded with sleep and fear. Promise? The word, so simple yet laden with meaning, struck Adam with unexpected force. I promise, he replied, his voice steady despite the sudden tightness in his throat. That night, after Lily was settled back to sleep, Adam found Mia in the garden, staring up at the stars. I'll help you, he said without preamble. Whatever you need to feel safe. Mia turned to face him, moonlight silvering the edges of her profile. You don't know what you're offering. I'm a quick learner. A ghost of a smile touched her lips. That's what worries me. Over the next few days, Mia began teaching Adam self-defense techniques. Practical, no-nonsense moves that didn't require strength so much as leverage and timing. Lily watched these sessions with fascination, occasionally joining in with her own interpretations of the movements. You're not bad, Mia admitted, after Adam successfully countered one of her attacks. For an architect. What did you expect? Adam asked, catching his breath. We're not all just drawing pretty buildings. Their physical proximity during these training sessions created a tension that neither acknowledged directly. Adam found himself increasingly aware of Mia, the determined set of her jaw when she concentrated, the rare but transformative nature of her genuine smile, the gentle authority with which she guided Lily through life's daily challenges. For her part, Mia seemed to be battling her own internal conflicts. Sometimes Adam would catch her watching him with Lily, an unreadable expression in her eyes, when he helped a little girl plant seeds in the recovering garden, or patiently answered her endless why questions. One evening, after Lily had fallen asleep watching a movie, her small form curled trustingly against Adam's side. Mia quietly said, "She's getting attached to you." Adam carefully shifted Lily into a more comfortable position. Is that bad? It's complicated, Mia replied. Attachments are risky for us. Because you'll leave, Adam stated, the reality he'd been avoiding suddenly stark between them. Because we always leave, Mia corrected gently. It's safer that way. Adam wanted to argue, to offer solutions, but he knew from their conversations that Mia's caution wasn't unfounded. Instead, he simply said, "She's worth the risk." Something flickered in Mia's eyes, vulnerability, longing, or perhaps just fatigue. I should put her to bed. As Mia carried Lily upstairs, Adam remained on the sofa, the empty space beside him suddenly cold. He'd known from the start this arrangement was temporary, yet somehow, the thought of his house returning to its previous quiet emptiness now seemed unbearable. The following afternoon, Adam received an unexpected call from Jake. "Have you seen the news?" his brother asked without greeting. "No," Adam replied, stepping away from his desk at work. "What's happening?" "There was a raid at Comtech Industries this morning. Authorities are investigating claims of corporate espionage and human trafficking." Adam's heart rate spiked. "Comtech?" "Yeah, major tech company. They've been developing cutting-edge security systems, apparently using some questionable methods to acquire talent." Jake paused. "Isn't that the company your friend Marcus consults for?" Adam felt the blood drain from his face. Marcus Chen, his colleague who had been increasingly inquisitive about Adam's distraction lately. Marcus, who consulted for tech companies on architectural security systems. "I have to go," Adam said abruptly, ending the call and immediately dialing home. No answer. He grabbed his jacket and hurried from the office, texting Mia as he drove. "Call me immediately. Might be trouble." When he arrived home, the house appeared normal, but Adam's instincts screamed danger. He approached cautiously, noting Mia's car was still parked in the side yard, where Sam had left it after attempting repairs. The front door was unlocked, his first warning sign. Mia always locked doors, a habit born from constant vigilance. Inside, the house was quiet, toys scattered across the living room floor in a way that suggested interrupted play rather than normal mess. "Mia!" Adam called, moving through the house. "Lily!" A faint sound from the kitchen drew his attention. He found Irene there, a bleeding cut on her forehead, struggling to stand using the counter for support. "Irene, what happened?" Adam rushed to help her. "Men came," Irene gasped. "3 of them, looking for your friends." "Where are Mia and Lily?" Adam asked, his voice tight with fear. "Garden shed," Irene whispered. "I told them to hide. Then I made enough noise to give them time. A fierce pride gleamed in the elderly woman's eyes. Fought back with my garden shears. Got one good before they knocked me down. You need a doctor, Adam said, already reaching for his phone. The little girl first, Irene insisted. One of them stayed outside, watching. Adam's mind raced. Which one? Tall man, dark hair, expensive watch. Irene's description sent a chill through Adam. It sounded like Marcus. Call this number, Adam said, writing Jake's cell on a notepad. Tell him what happened. Tell him to bring help but no sirens. Leaving Irene with the phone, Adam moved to the back door, peering cautiously through the window. The garden appeared empty, but the shed was visible from his vantage point, a small wooden structure partially hidden by overgrown bushes. If Mia and Lily were inside, they were trapped with Marcus watching. Adam slipped out the side door, using the house's shadow for cover. Years of neglect had allowed vegetation to grow wild around the property's edges, providing concealment as he circled toward the shed. He spotted Marcus standing near the broken fence, speaking into what looked like a sophisticated communications device rather than a standard phone. Drawing on Mia's recent lessons, Adam approached silently from behind. When he was within range, he grabbed a fallen branch and swung it hard, connecting with Marcus's shoulder. The man spun, surprisingly fast, his training evident in his defensive stance. Harper, Marcus said, his voice professionally calm despite the situation. This doesn't concern you. You came to my house, Adam replied, circling cautiously. Seems like my concern. Marcus's smile was cold. Walk away now, and we forget this happened. The woman stole proprietary information. My employers just want it returned. And Lily, what do your employers want with a 3-year-old? Something flickered in Marcus's eyes. Collateral. Insurance that Ms. Lawson cooperates. The casual cruelty of this statement ignited something in Adam, a protective rage he hadn't known himself capable of. He lunged forward, using one of Mia's techniques to throw Marcus off balance. They grappled, Marcus's professional training evident, but Adam's determination, making him a surprisingly effective opponent. A sudden high-pitched whine filled the air, and Adam noticed small drones appearing over the fence line. Sleek, black devices that looked more military than commercial. Surveillance and acquisition tools, Marcus explained, using Adam's momentary distraction to break his hold. Latest technology. They'll find them, even in your little shed. The drones began a systematic sweep of the property, their movements precise and coordinated. Adam realized with growing horror that Mia and Lily had nowhere to run. The machines would find them within minutes. A crash from the direction of the house drew both men's attention. Irene stood on the back porch, a large metal device in her hands. Adam recognized it as the generator he kept for power outages. Hey, fancy man, Irene called. You forgot something. She flipped a switch, and the generator roared to life at a frequency that made Adam wince. The effect on the drones was immediate. They faltered mid-air, their flight patterns becoming erratic before they dropped from the sky like stones. Marcus swore, reaching for what Adam now recognized as a weapon concealed at his waist. Adam tackled him, the two men crashing to the ground as they fought for control. Marcus was stronger, his training evident as he gained the upper hand, pinning Adam beneath him. You should have stayed out of this, Marcus growled, his forearm pressing against Adam's throat. A shadow fell across them. And you should have left my daughter alone. Mia stood over them, her expression coldly furious. Before Marcus could react, she executed a precise strike to his temple that left him stunned. In the moment of disorientation, Adam broke free, scrambling away as Mia delivered a second blow that rendered Marcus unconscious. Lily! Adam gasped, catching his breath. Still in the shed, Mia replied, her eyes scanning the property for further threats. The other two? Inside, I think, Irene. As if summoned by her name, Irene appeared at the garden's edge, the generator now silent in her arms. "Your brother's on his way with half the police department," she announced. "Told them we had armed intruders." Mia tensed. "Police are exactly what we need right now," Adam finished firmly. "This isn't something you can outrun anymore. Mia—" Sirens sounded in the distance as Adam helped Mia secure Marcus with garden twine. Lily emerged from the shed, running to her mother with silent tears streaming down her face. Mia gathered her close, whispering reassurances against her hair. The scene that followed was chaotic. Police securing the property and arresting Marcus and his associates. Paramedics tending to Irene's injuries. Jake arriving breathless and immediately checking everyone for trauma. Through it all, Adam remained at Mia's side, his hand a steady presence on her shoulder as she finally, reluctantly, shared her story with the authorities. The evidence Mia had gathered, combined with the raid on Comtech that morning, painted a damning picture of corporate espionage and forced labor. The detective taking her statement assured her that federal agencies were already involved, and witness protection was a possibility, given the high-profile nature of the case. "You'll testify?" Adam asked quietly, as they watched Lily being charmed by a female officer who had produced stickers from her pocket. Mia nodded, exhaustion evident in every line of her body. "No more running. Lily deserves better than that life." Later that night, after the police had gone and Irene had finally been convinced to go home and rest, Adam found Mia on the porch steps, staring at the silver bracelet in her palm. "I thought I'd lost this," she said as he sat beside her. "It fell out of your pocket that first night," Adam explained. "I meant to return it, but you wanted answers." Mia finished for him, her tone understanding rather than accusatory. "I wanted to help," Adam corrected. "Still do." Mia slipped the bracelet onto her wrist, the engraved promise catching the porch light. The detective said it could be months of interviews, depositions, court appearances. "You're welcome to stay here," Adam offered, trying to keep his voice casual despite the weight of emotion behind the words. "Both of you." Mia studied him, searching his face. "Why?" Adam struggled to articulate the complex tangle of feelings that had developed over their short time together. "Because for the first time in years, this house feels like a home. Because Lily asks about the garden every morning. Because you make terrible coffee but amazing pasta sauce." A small smile curved Mia's lips. "Those are very compelling reasons." "I have more," Adam said, emboldened by her response. "Because I've never met anyone as brave or resilient as you. Because I want to see what happens next." The distance between them seemed to shrink, the night air charged with possibility. Mia leaned forward slightly, then hesitated. "I'm not good at staying," she whispered. "I'm not good at letting people in," Adam countered. "Maybe we could be bad at those things together for a while." Mia's laugh was soft but genuine. "That might be the strangest invitation I've ever received." "Is it working?" Instead of answering, Mia closed the remaining distance between them, her lips meeting his in a kiss that felt simultaneously like a question and an answer. When they separated, her eyes held a warmth he hadn't seen before. "We could try," she said simply. Inside the house, Lily called sleepily for her mother. The moment paused but didn't break as they rose together, hands brushing as they moved toward the door. "She'll have questions in the morning," Mia warned. "About everything." "I'm getting used to her questions," Adam replied with a smile. "I'm even starting to have some answers." The next several months brought challenges neither had anticipated. Mia's testimony became central to a major federal case against Comtech and its executives. Security measures became a part of daily life, regular check-ins with law enforcement, careful monitoring of their surroundings, a new awareness of potential threats. Yet, alongside these challenges, life continued to unfold in unexpected ways. Adam's house gradually transformed, Lily's artwork covering the refrigerator, Mia's books finding homes on shelves, toys becoming familiar obstacles in once empty rooms. The garden flourished under their combined care. Lily delighting in helping plant new flowers to replace those destroyed in the crash. Jake became a frequent visitor, his initial wariness of Mia evolving into genuine respect and friendship. Irene, recovered from her injuries and enjoying her newfound status as local hero, appointed herself honorary grandmother to Lily, providing baked goods and unsolicited advice in equal measure. As autumn approached, bringing cooler temperatures and earlier sunsets, Adam found Mia in the garden one evening, standing beside a newly planted rosebush. "It might not bloom until next spring," he said, joining her. Mia nodded, her expression thoughtful. "I've never planted something expecting to be around to see it flower." Adam took her hand, his thumb brushing over the silver bracelet she still wore. "Getting used to staying?" "Getting better at it," she admitted. "Lily asked me yesterday if this was our forever house." "What did you tell her?" Mia turned to face him fully. "I told her that houses aren't forever, but families can be." The word hung between them, family, with all its implications and promises. Adam felt his heart expand with emotion too complex for simple names. "I like the sound of that," he said softly. From the porch, Lily called to them, excited about something Jake had brought her. As they turned toward the house, toward the little girl whose chance arrival had set everything in motion, Adam realized that sometimes the most unexpected crashes could lead to the most beautiful beginnings. Later that night, as moonlight spilled through the bedroom window, Mia traced patterns on Adam's chest, her voice quiet in the darkness. "I used to think promises were burdens, obligations you carried until they wore you down." "And now?" Adam asked, his fingers tangling gently in her hair. Mia smiled, the expression visible even in the dim light. "Now, I think they're more like seeds. You plant them, tend them, and if you're lucky, they grow into something beautiful." Outside, the wind rustled through the garden where their newly planted roses waited for spring, patient in their promise of blooms to come. Inside, a family created not by blood, but by choice and circumstance and love, settled into the quiet rhythms of a shared life, a different kind of promise, growing stronger with each passing day. The next morning, as sunlight filled the kitchen, and Lily chatted animatedly about her plans to fix Adam's broken fence with popsicle sticks and glitter, Mia caught Adam's eye over her coffee cup. The silent communication that passed between them, part gratitude, part wonder, part shared purpose, needed no words. Some crashes changed everything. Some promises were worth keeping, and some families, forged in the most unexpected circumstances, became the strongest of all. As Adam helped Lily gather art supplies for her fence repair project, Mia fastened her silver bracelet around her daughter's tiny wrist. It was much too large, sliding comically down to her elbow. "When you're bigger," Mia promised, kissing the top of Lily's head. "For now," Adam said, producing a small box from his pocket. "Maybe this will fit better." Inside was a delicate child-sized bracelet, a perfect match to Mia's, but sized for Lily's wrist. Engraved on its surface was a single word: promise. Lily's eyes widened with delight as Adam carefully fastened it around her wrist. "It's just like Mama's!" "Yes," Adam agreed, his gaze meeting Mia's over their daughter's head. "Just like Mama's." In that moment, surrounded by half-finished projects and future plans, they were simply a family, imperfect, unexpected, but absolutely real. The promise between them, unspoken but understood, was as simple as it was profound: to face whatever came next, together.